Hello, today we are going to talk about the 5 components of language and how they relate to each other. The 5 areas of language are morphology, phonology, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics.
On morphology. Morphology is the arrangement and relationship of the smallest meaningful units in a language.
To understand morphology, you need to know what a morpheme is. Morpheme is the smallest unit of a word with meaning. Here are some examples of morphemes. Morphemes are words broken into smaller parts that create meaning. Firehouse, doghouse, bathroom. Firehouse has 2 morphemes, fire and house. 2 of these, fire and house, have separate meanings, but together they create a whole new word. Fire means heat, and house means a dwelling people live in. The other words work the same way.
An important aspect of morphology is how morphemes connect. There are bound and free morphemes. Bound morphemes are morphemes that attach to another morpheme in order to form a word. A free morpheme can stand as an independent word.
Examples of free morphemes are girl, run, and cat. These words can stand alone. Examples of bound morphemes are unhappy, running, and pretest. Bound morphemes can also be derivational and inflectional. Derivational can have prefixes and suffixes, whereas inflectional can have suffixes only.
Syntax is a set of rules and the arrangement of words and phrases to create well-formed sentences in language.
Syntax specifies which word combinations are acceptable or grammatical, and which are not. An example of a great use of syntax is, the dog chased the ball. A bad example is, the dog the ball chased. Sentences have to be organized with noun and verb phrases to make sense in the English language.
Next, we have phonology. Phonology is the aspect of language concerned with the rules governing the structure, distribution, and sequencing of speech sounds in the shape of syllables. Phonemes. A phoneme is the smallest linguistic unit of sound that can signal a difference in meaning. An example of a phoneme is cat, cat. As you can see here, we just used each letter of the word to create different sounds. Phonemes are important for speech production. In semantics, we have word knowledge, validity, status, and accessibility. Word knowledge is each person's mental dictionary or thesaurus. So like the concept of dog, you will picture dog. Validity is the agreement between a language user's concept and the shared concept of language community. Status refers to an alternative reference. For example, canine can be known as dog. Accessibility is the retrieval from memory, which means the more you know about a word, the more you use it, which is easier to access. With semantics, we also have synonyms and antonyms. Synonyms means 2 words that have similar meanings, and antonyms have the opposite meaning. So synonyms, abuse and misuse, have similar meanings, and antonyms, happy and unhappy, are examples.
Lastly, we will talk about pragmatics. Pragmatics is the study of language by looking at how language is used to communicate by looking at the social use. Pragmatics consists of the following: communication intentions, conversational rules, and types of narratives and jokes and their construction. Speech may be direct, indirect, literal, and non-literal. Examples of pragmatics include, may I have a piece of cake? Could you run an errand for me? An example of a joke is you quack me up. Haha.
In conclusion, you should know that syntax, morphology, and phonology have to do with form and language. Semantics has to do with the content, and pragmatics has to do with the social use of language. Thanks for watching.